Hello, my name is Charlotte Dye. In this video, I will be discussing who is an agency representative under Section 7114A2B of the Federal Service Labor Management Relations Statute. This is the second of 7 videos on the topic of investigatory examinations. The videos cover the elements of an employee's right to union representation during examinations and agency and union rights and obligations. To learn more, visit the FLRA online at FLRA.gov. Under the statute, there are 5 elements to the union's right to represent employees during investigatory examinations. An agency representative must examine a bargaining unit employee in connection with an investigation for which the employee has a reasonable fear of discipline and the employee requests representation. Although the employee must request the representation, the right in Section 7114A2B is the exclusive representative's right to be given an opportunity to attend the meeting with the employee. The employee's request triggers a union's right to attend the meeting to represent the employee. Each of these 5 elements must be present. If any of the elements are missing, a charge alleging an unfair labor practice will not be supported and the charge may be dismissed. In this video, we will be focusing on the part of Section 7114A2B relating to an agency representative. While the question of who is an agency representative might appear, at first, to have a simple answer, many parties have questioned this issue and the FLRA has discussed it at length. In most situations, the agency representative who conducts an investigatory examination will be the first or second level supervisor or manager from the same agency or organization as the employee being investigated. When examinations are conducted by individuals in the employee's direct chain of command, parties rarely disagree about whether the agency representative element is satisfied. Seems pretty straightforward on the face of it, but what if an agency representative is not in the employee's direct chain of command? The authority has long held that subordinate activities can be held responsible for the actions of investigators employed by another entity within the same agency. The degree of supervision exercised by agency management over the investigators is irrelevant when the investigators are employees of the same agency and their purpose is to solicit information concerning possible misconduct by agency employees. But what about Office of Inspector General investigations of employees? The issue of whether OIG employees are agency representatives during examinations of bargaining unit employees was contested all the way to the Supreme Court. In 1999, the court issued its decision in NASA versus FLRA. The court affirmed the authority's position that an agency may be held responsible for the actions of OIG investigators when examining bargaining unit employees, even though OIG investigators operate independently within agencies. The court rejected the argument that Section 7114 rights do not apply to such examinations because the investigators are not employed by the same entity within the agency that collectively bargains with the union. The authority has applied this principle to both civil and criminal OIG investigations. As part of its decision, the court noted that union representation of employees during investigatory examinations is not the equivalent of obstruction, and the existence of this right can only improve federal workforce morale. An agency can also be held liable for violations committed by investigators employed by a different federal agency, where it is shown that the investigators were performing an agency function by conducting the examination and the agency exercised sufficient control over the investigators' actions. The authority concluded, however, that investigators employed by agencies excluded by executive order from coverage of the statute do not act as representatives of an agency and that Section 7114A2B, therefore, does not apply to such examinations. In this video, we discussed who is an agency representative. Video 1 gives an overview of the statutory right to representation under Section 7114A2B. Video 3 details who is a bargaining unit employee. Video 4 focuses on what constitutes an examination. Video 5 discusses an employee's belief they will be disciplined and if that belief is reasonable. Video 6 covers the various ways an employee may request representation. And Video 7 explains an agency's obligations following a request for representation and a union's rights during the examination.
Thanks for watching this video from the FLRA. A survey link is in the description box below. We'd appreciate your feedback.